Yeah, yeah. Right? No, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Listen, I ain't getting on here with no bad news. Ain't no sad story. Look, life's been great, man. Plus, my birthday is in a couple weeks. I legally can't be upset. I legally can't be upset. But I need your help with something. This is very important, guys, because it impacts the direction of this channel going forward. It impacts the nature of the work that I will do going forward on this channel. Now, some of you may know that the 4-year anniversary for DHN Crypto was just this past week on the 13th, actually. So about a couple weeks ago, right? No, that's not the reason why I left. I did not time that. Not at all. But I started this channel 4 years ago with the goal of just providing a general outlook on this new industry for people who had no idea what was going on. That's how I started with, chopping it up with the boys at the kitchen table in early 2019, telling them what this Bitcoin thing could do. That was the original goal. A lot has changed in 4 years. A lot has changed in 4 years, man. And it really has me rethinking that idea. On top of that, you have to consider the YouTube element. There is something called niching down that is a linchpin in channel growth. I don't care how much I try to get around it, how much I try to be different. There's just no way around it. And that has slipped into crypto. Now, I have watched another channel that came into the space right around the same time as me. And he's about to get that silver play button. All right. Now, props to you, brother. I love your content. Your deep dives are sometimes better than my deep dives in a lot of cases. Some of the stuff you pull up, I will admit, I have taken and then extrapolated from that detail. So yeah, mad props, mad respect. I'm trying to go in that direction. The way he was able to go in that direction, though, focused in on one asset, just one, maybe two, but the core of his content centered around one asset. So that was just one indicator. Now, because I do have such a broad perspective on this space through covering multiple assets, I started to notice patterns. Started to notice some patterns, folks. I just made a community post, and you can see it back here. It's fresh. And I really need your feedback on this post. I really need you guys to go to this post in the community tab and make your decision. I've nominated 4 assets. But I'm going to tell you why I chose those 4 assets before I reveal to you what they are. With my broad perspective on the crypto space through studying multiple assets over the last few years, a pattern has emerged. A lot of these blockchains are layer 1, which means that they have multi-purpose use. A lot of applications on these networks, they live inside of the gaming world. They live inside the DeFi world. They live inside the institutional payments world, supply chain, and recently, artificial intelligence. Everybody's got an AI application. So what that began to show me is that, okay, my approach has some inefficiencies. It's has some flaws in it because of the fact that, yes, covering multiple assets adds to the workload. I've had a couple of you tell me that, ask me about that already. Like, isn't this a bit too many? Bit too many assets? It was 42, then it was 33. Then I tried to bring it down to 24. It's currently at 20, and it's just still not making any sense. Okay, it's just not making any sense. So this is also part to, get some of this pressure up off of your boy. And doing that, that'll only make the quality of the content centered around the asset that gets chosen even better, right? So looking at all of these projects, seeing these patterns, I came to the conclusion that we're entering a world where the cream is rising to the top. But what that means is that the assets that make it through the toughest bear cycles are the ones that have applications that serve multiple sectors. Now, I still believe that this will be a multi-chain world, but the number of those chains is slimming down. Let me show you something, okay? Let me show you how crazy I am, right? Last night, because I had a question on my head, I'm like, how many US crypto companies are there? Like, genuinely, how many of these assets that we see and we hear about in the news they either have ties to the US or are headquartered here in the United States? I went through the entire top 500, and out of that top 500, I count 32 that either have very strong connections, as in their founders were educated here in the United States, grew up in the United States, or their main base of operations is headquartered in San Francisco. And of those 32, 22 were in San Francisco. The rest, California, New York, and then you have that one that likes to build out the future of energy in the form of Energy Web. They are situated somewhere in Colorado, thanks to the Rocky Mountain Institute. So the list for the U.S. assets are very small. And again, when you look at that list, the chains on that list, I'll just run off a few here. Of course, we have Hedera, Las Vegas, Nevada, Lehman Bear. Algorand, Silvio Macaulay, headquartered Boston, Massachusetts. This was a shocker. Avalanche, founder, Iman Nguyen Sier, forgive me if I butchered that, but Ava Labs, the founding organization that created Avalanche, based in New York City. This is from data between CoinMarketCap, the bios of the different assets, as well as their corresponding LinkedIn accounts. Told you, LinkedIn, some signals on there. Here's another shocker. IoTX, headquartered in Silicon Valley, right? Gala Games, founded by former Zynga co-founder Eric Schreimer, San Francisco. Ripple, of course, Chris Larson, Brad Garlinghouse, headquartered in San Francisco. Despite not having a lot of U.S. customers, still headquartered here. Near Protocol, an asset that I don't really talk about that much. Eric Troutman, co-founder, contributor, but Near Protocol, headquartered San Francisco. Another new one, and this brings up an entirely new interesting thread. Aptos and Sui. Aptos, Palo Alto, California. Miston Labs, also based in the United States. The reason why that's so interesting is because both those projects use Facebook DMs programming. I knew that project wasn't going to go anywhere. I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. But you also have Render, thanks to the Otoy Foundation, based in the United States, or Otoy Corporation, founder Jules Urbach. And then you have Theta Network, another one we ain't talked about in a long time. Cupertino, California, founded by Mitch Liu. A lot of his education, along with Ava Labs founder Iman, they were highly educated here in the United States. That's where I'm looking at. And then that's in the top 100 to 200. Outside of that, you have Helium, Reserve. I haven't forgot about RSR. Audius, who have been making major moves with their the social networking side of their music platform. Basic Attention Token, Harmony One, Digibyte. That's a painful story, that Digibyte, man. Let me know if you guys want to know what has been going on. I'll make a short little video about it. But yeah, that's it. That was it, guys. Out of the top 500, not that many. So that information also factored into this decision because, of course, like I've been saying, I want to focus the market, my audience, primarily here in the United States, because ultimately that will allow us to build a stronger, more connected community, and then we can start doing things outside of YouTube. That's in the future, though. What I need your help with is deciding among these four assets: Hedera, Solana, Algorand, and Stellar Lumens. And just like I got in the community tab post here, I provided a few reasons. Number one, established audience presence already. What we've already built on the channel. If you look at the top 5 of my most popular videos on the channel, 4 out of 5 of them feature either one, if not all, of these assets. So that was a strong indicator what has already been established over the last 4 years. On top of that, let me scroll back here, read more. All right. Network diversity. Each of these assets are the ones that I mentioned. They have multiple applications that fit multiple different sectors. That's a very big thing because if we are going to focus on just one asset, that still allows the content to be just as diverse. For example, Solana, they have payments, they have gaming. And now with these new social integrations, as a matter of fact, there's a video I posted earlier where we talked about, outside of the Solana ETF, the Solana Blinks, which is a new social payment asset transfer feature that they've plugged into the entire internet. So you have these different elements. And as a content creator, what I'm seeing is that they allow for different content to be made in different genres. Because on the gaming side, you have Star Atlas and a couple other titles that are emerging, not to mention any partnerships that they may make with established Web3 games that may jump over to Solana. The same story for Hedera. I believe Hedera also has a space-based MMO RPG being built on its network. At the same time, you also have an application like SKUX, which deals with the consumer goods. So you're getting that diversity from one network. Again, adding to the reason why I feel like now is the time to focus all of my energy into one asset. Same amount of energy that I would put into multiple assets. You guys know how we go. Imagine what that's going to look like with a concentrated effort. It excites me. It excites me. So I'm wondering if it excites you guys. Now, the last few reasons, 3, prior knowledge. These are the assets that I have been obsessed with since 2019, since I got into the space. You're literally looking at the first 5 outside of Bitcoin. These were the first ones that I gravitated to. So over the years, the content that you've seen around these assets, they're stemming from that. I was following these assets before I even got on YouTube. So that is why they are the ones nominated. Now, on top of that, I put down audience building and the need for a fresh voice. As a content creator, my perspective is top down. I have to look at everything around me as a form to, measure the competition, to see when things are changing, which is another element to this, as well as to figure out what the platform itself is gearing towards. YouTube is making a whole lot of changes. They're concentrating on more niche content. So the channels that are trying to hit you with a different asset every day, they don't favor too well in the recommendation engine these days. And that's just the truth. Like I said, I saw one channel in a year, ladies and gentlemen, go from 28,000, where we are now, to 90. He's at 94.2 today. 12 months. So I'm like, I need to follow how he did that. Simply put, I need to follow how he did that. And it's not that hard. It's just, I need to pull my emotions out of it. And I need to bring you guys into the conversation and make this decision, because ultimately the content is for you guys. So why would I make a decision such as this without consulting the committee first? So that's what it is, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on this. I want to start this as soon as July 1st. So the community post will be up until Monday. When I wake up Monday morning and see the results, that's what we're going into. We're diving head first into that asset. And we're going to stay in it until we master it. Because something else, and this last point here, I'm learning about the power of specialization. In this position, I've started to idolize the media personalities, the news personalities, right? So that has me looking into how they got to their positions, their educations, their backstories, stuff like that, right? They all started out as specialists first. And then once they spent a few good years specializing in one topic, they then branched off into the general topics. So that seems to be the blueprint. And if I want to take this brand, this channel, as high as it can possibly go, it might be I feel that that's the move that I need to make. So I'm asking for your help. Go over to the community tab, make your decision. Monday morning, we'll reveal the results and see where we go from there. So with that, it's time for the best part. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.